So just east of Salt Lake City and the Wasatch Front sits what we call here in Utah the Wasatch Back. Now, the Wasatch Back is incredibly popular because of its popular destinations, including Park City, as well as Heber City just to the south of Park City. But the Wasatch Back has become an incredibly appealing place for so many people to want to live. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how the Wasatch Back is permanently changing. The development that's coming in this region along the Wasatch Back is going to transform this part of the state forever. And most of the Wasatch Back, in terms of the areas that are really populated or really popular in terms of people moving there, include both Summit as well as Wasatch counties. And in this video, mostly what I'm talking about is Wasatch County, but the same things apply to Summit County as well. And both Summit and Wasatch counties are expected to see incredible population booms through the next 10 years as we arrive to the 2034 Winter Olympics that will be hosted in downtown Salt Lake City, as well as the neighborhoods and the communities up in the Wasatch Back as well. And this is all according to a new report from the University of Utah. So if you want to see what's coming to Utah and what's going to be happening along the Wasatch Back, stay tuned. Okay, so the Kempsey Gardner Policy Institute with the University of Utah recently released a report showing the projections of what's going to happen in the coming decade, especially what's happening in the Wasatch Back. And this is what really caught my attention and inspired me to come up with this particular video. And first off, the population in Wasatch County is expected to grow by over 22 to 24% by 2033, second only to Tooele County, where the projected rate growth of 24% is in play. And Summit County's projected growth is going to exceed 10 to 12% as well. And that matches what's going to be happening in Salt Lake County as well. Researchers expect Wasatch County's population to come close to surpassing Summit County ahead of the Olympics in 2034. Both are expected to hover around 50,000 residents in 2033. The number of households is also projected to follow a similar trend. The report says that households in Wasatch County will grow by 32% over the next decade, with roughly 19% growth in Summit County. Both counties are projected to have around 17 to 18,000 households by the year 2033. This new report also shows strong economic indicators for the Wasatch Back as well. And jobs in Summit and Wasatch counties are both expected to grow by 15% or more during that same period of time. And from a statewide perspective, Utah's overall population is expected to grow from 3.4 million people to 4 million people during that same period of time leading up to the Winter Olympics. And this is driven not only by natural increase, but net immigration as well. With so many people making the move to Utah, and this is not looking like it's going to slow down, Utah is positioned for growth for many, many years to come. And the state of Utah is projected to add 330,000 jobs during that same time frame. I do believe that the imbalance between the median income and the median home price is going to improve over this period of time as well. And although that doesn't solve the problem of housing affordability in and of itself, it is one of those factors that really does come into play. If the median income in a certain area can't match that of a median priced home, it gets incredibly difficult for people to be able to purchase a home there. And so as Utah progresses over the course of the next decade, one of the areas that I'm paying closest attention to is the Wasatch Back, specifically Wasatch County. Wasatch County in Utah is positioned for a transformation unlike anything the area has ever seen, and with several large-scale developments underway, I want to highlight those in this video right here. Okay, the first major development that I want to cover is one that most Utahns do not yet understand that's actually going to happen, and that's Wasatch Highlands. So if you're in Heber City, just south of Park City, and you just look to the northeast above Red Ledges, there's almost 4,000 acres of land that is going to be developed into what we call the Wasatch Highlands. This is a development that will be a mixture of single-family homes, as well as townhomes, as well as commercial areas. But the cool thing about this particular development is that half of the development is going to be open public green space. So it's not going to be one of those really densely populated areas, but it is going to add about 24,000 residents in this region. And this will absolutely transform the Wasatch Back. It will be a completely different lifestyle as well, as this community spreads over the mountains that are to the east of Highway 40, right there along the Wasatch Back. And the bottom line is the development encompasses approximately 720 acres of state-owned land and 3,500 acres owned by the Christensen family, with Philo Development leading the project. The local developers are seeking annexation into Heber City, which would require amendments to the city's expansion map. Currently, the land is zoned for preservation, allowing only one home per 160 acres, and as soon as this actually goes through formally, the development will commence. And incorporation into Heber City is going to absolutely affect Heber City as well. It will become more congested, and there will be a greater need for more infrastructure along the highways to accommodate for the additional residents. And with such a major development coming to the Wasatch Back, this is going to change the lifestyle for so many people, and I really am empathetic for those that have lived in Heber their entire lives and they don't want to see this type of growth. Another common concern is going to be, where's the water coming from? Here out west, and specifically here in the state of Utah, water is a critical resource that we have to manage incredibly well. We do have plenty of water up in those mountains to provide the water needed for these residents, and honestly, it would shock most people to understand how little water people need as opposed to the agricultural areas within the state, or the industrial, or the buildings, or the industrial areas in the state. And ultimately, there are a lot of concerns around water, but I can assure you that there is enough water for these residents for sure. In fact, if we were to double the number of residents in the state of Utah, we could easily manage the water and make sure that we have plenty for our residents. It's not that we don't have enough water, it's how we manage the water that we do have. Okay, next up, the next development that I want to highlight and talk about that's currently happening right now is the Deer Valley East expansion. Adjacent to the existing Deer Valley Resort, the East Village expansion is a monumental project spanning 5,600 acres. This development aims to enhance the region's appeal by adding 17 new ski lifts, 130 ski runs, 9 hotels, and 1,800 residential units. The base village will feature a variety of restaurants and shops, creating a vibrant community hub. The first hotel, a Grand Hyatt, is slated to open by Thanksgiving 2025, with the initial chairlift expected to be operational in December of 2025. This area is growing incredibly fast, and something that really stuck out to me is that there are actual building lots for new home construction that have sold for over $3 million just for the lot itself. So this is one of the most premier and expensive developments in the entire state of Utah. It is something that's going to attract a lot of wealthy people here because this area in Deer Valley is one of the most expensive areas. And beyond the ski resort, there's also a new golf course, a Tiger Woods designed golf course that's going in, that's going to be another major draw, not only for people in the summertime to come golfing, but the winter time as well. So these amenities that are being added to the Wasatch Back are forever changing the perspective of what it means to live in or near Park City. Okay, next up, let's talk about the Sky Ridge Lodge. On the northwest shore of the Jordanelle Reservoir, the Sky Ridge development includes a 75-foot-tall lodge. Despite concerns from local residents regarding the building's height and its impact on the adjacent neighborhood, the Wasatch County Council unanimously approved the project. The lodge is part of a broader plan to enhance the area's tourism and recreational offerings. This particular area along the Wasatch Back really is adjacent to all of these other massive changes that are happening right there near the Jordanelle Reservoir, and this has become a hotspot for new development and more expansion in both Summit as well as Wasatch counties. Okay, next up, I want to talk about another development happening right there at the intersection of River Road and US Highway 40, and this area is known as Harvest Village or North Village Crossings. And this development is going to offer a big mixture of both residential as well as commercial development. Harvest Village plans to include up to 34 hotel units, 211 residential units, and 48 commercial units across 39 acres. North Village Crossings proposes up to 60 hotel units, 354 residential units, and 10 commercial units on 56 acres. These projects are currently progressing through the approval and permitting process through the local authorities, but these new developments are going to continue right along that Highway 40 that runs in between Park City and Heber City. These areas are going to continue to grow, and as we cross over that other mountain to the north of the Jordanelle Reservoir into Hideout and other areas leading into Camas, those areas are going to see so much growth for many years to come. And these developments collectively really add a lot to what Wasatch County offers overall. It's it's going to put a lot of strain on the infrastructure. But in Utah, these developments are more well planned out now than ever, and I do have a lot of faith that Wasatch County will do their very best and do a great job at managing the growth that's coming their way. And ultimately, what is the essence of living in Wasatch County? If you've ever had a chance to visit, to explore, to take advantage of the recreational opportunities, Wasatch County offers a way of life that is just absolutely stunning and amazing, and I understand the draw for so many people to want to live here. There are a lot of cool things happening and coming up in Wasatch County that will forever change its landscape, but what won't change is the desire for people to experience the great outdoors. The Uinta Mountains are right there in their backyard. You have so many cool opportunities just up in the mountains, over Daniels Summit, over into Strawberry Reservoir, and beyond. There are so many reasons to fall in love with this area, whether you're an outdoorsman, a fisherman, if you're into boating, if you're into skiing, if you're into all of the outdoor things that we're really known for here in the state of Utah. Wasatch County absolutely fits the bill. And ultimately, what are your thoughts about this area growing? If you know this area, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts, because I'm super curious what people are thinking and feeling as I talk about what's actually coming up, because I know that a lot of locals are not going to want to see that growth. In fact, many people are going to wish that nothing would ever change, but there is one constant in life, and that is change itself. I know that this is coming, and I know that we have a lot of things to tackle in terms of overcoming the obstacles to make sure that the state of Utah and the Wasatch Back are managed properly in their growth. And I know personally, as people reach out to me every single day looking for advice for the best places for them to land here in the state of Utah, it's definitely something I take pride in, and I love being your real estate resource. So if you're looking to make the move to or within the state of Utah, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. We have a complete system that we've refined in helping you get from point A to point B as smoothly as possible. And so if that's you, please reach out to me. You can find our contact information in the description below, and you can also book a video call with me in that link that you'll find in the pinned comment on this and every video. And if this is the type of content that really helps you, I would love to get in front of more people just like you. And the best way to do that is to hit that subscribe button. And I would love it if you would do that if I've earned it. If so, great. And if you want to learn more about life in Utah, check out this playlist next. And until the next video, thanks.